Welcome to the Oofta News podcast. We like to do one of these every time we do another story. We're going to be talking about housing options here in Winona. So Zach, if you want to take it away from there.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm back. So today we got James.
How's it going?
And Nicole.
Hi.
We're all here today because we all have different housing backgrounds. I came to Winona. I transferred in. I lived in, where did I live? I lived in, was it Kirkland?
Yeah, Kirkland.
Yeah, because you lived in Kirkland. We both transferred in, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we lived on the same floor in Kirkland, and then I moved into Eastlake, so I'm still on campus, technically, in quotes there. You moved off with James the next year, right?
I lived in Kirkland for 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Dang. Charlie.
Yeah, I started on campus, and I was on campus for the past 2 years. Well, I guess I've been here for 3 years, so I was here my freshman year, and then my sophomore year, I was on West Campus, then I moved to main campus, and then this last year, I was supposed to transfer to Mankato, but then I decided to stay, and I was like, ooh, I need to find a place to live. So I found a house off campus, and then I was living there, and I met some really good friends of mine now. So.
And then James, man, you're from here.
Yeah, I grew up in Winona, right over on Johnson Street, so right across from the WSU football field there.
So you now live with Nicole. You and Nicole are together,
Yep,
living in
so
the same place for the 2 years. So you just kind of moved streets.
Well, no, because out of high school, I joined the Navy, so I had all that weird housing
Oh, yeah.
along with that.
Well, that
So,
housing, yeah.
From like barracks to like a single room to just living on the ship. And I came home for a couple months, stayed with my folks when I got out, and then I had a place over on 8th Street, just a single room place, part of like a kind of like a house duplex sort of thing.
Ooh.
And then I moved from there with Nicole to where we're staying currently.
Jeez. So I've moved the least.
Yep.
of all things. I don't know, Nicole, let's start with you because you and I are kind of similar because we both transferred in. If you're like me, it was weird because I signed up to live, and originally I was going to live in, is it the Quad? I don't remember. And I ended up getting a call because I had completed how many credits already. I actually got a call from housing the last day of school at my other school to say, hey, you can move into this new place in Kirkland because you're an upperclassman or whatever if you want. So I kind of got lucky. What was your experience?
I came here for a visit, and they were taking us around to look at all the dorms, but because I was an upperclassman like you, I think I came in as like a junior. They gave me a call while I was on campus, and they're like, hey, we're going to have a tour of Kirkland, which is the upperclassman dorm. Did you want to go check that out? And that's the only dorm I ended up looking at. I was like, yep, this is where I want to live.
This is it.
Yep.
It's really nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially compared to the other ones.
Charlie, what was your experience? Because you started here. You didn't transfer in.
Yeah, no, I didn't transfer in. I really liked it. I liked living on campus because my freshman year I lived over in Lord's Hall, which is West Campus. I thought it was really nice because you had a sense of going to school and then going home from school instead of when you're on
main campus.
And
Yeah.
I lived in the Quad. You're on school, you go to classes and you go back and you feel like you're still at school.
You haven't left. Yeah.
Exactly. There's not that sense of leaving. So that's another reason why I wanted to go off campus. So when I did that, you get that sense again. But yeah, I don't know.
James, you have no experience with this.
No, not
at all.
No.
The only issue I guess I've ever really had, because maintenance-wise, maybe it's because I lived in Kirkland, which is pretty nice, and Eastlake, which is really nice. People there are really easy. It's easy to fill out a maintenance form like, oh, my light bulb went out, please change it. Versus off campus, you have to change it yourself. But I guess the only issue I've really had was like sign-ups to live in certain places have changed. If I remember last year when my former roommate Alex was still here, we were discussing the sign-ups, and it had changed from first come, first serve to like a mix of first come, first serve and credits or something. And like people were standing in line at 6 a.m. in front of the housing office and missing classes just so they could get a spot in a certain dorm that they wanted.
See, that's crazy to me because, like, the last time that I was at Kirkland, I ended up signing up for Kirkland on the last day that you could sign up.
Mm-hmm.
And I still got a room. And I got the room that I wanted, actually. But I like being so close to, like, food, not really having to, like, leave or, like, move my car and find parking again. Parking is a big thing.
Parking is probably the
me,
biggest thing.
because I had a silver parking pass, and I still sometimes struggle to find a spot.
Like right now, living off campus, that's like the one major bummer is like if I get here at like 7 in the morning, like a lot of times, like I can get a good parking space on like Mark, but then it's either like, oh, do I want to like bum around campus for like these 3 hours, or do I want to like go home for lunch, lose my parking space, and then have to like trudge all the way? Yeah, it's kind of a nightmare. Like as being a off-campus student, surprisingly too, because how many of us there are. Like I think it's mainly kind of just because like parking is horrendous on this campus for even people with permits. We'd go get lunch over at Crisco, which I was always down with because chow was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
You know,
just-
all the kids who complain about like, oh, the food's so awful. It's like, did you not go to public school? Like, do you not know what bad food is like?
Oofda. Final thoughts. Oofda.
Final thoughts for on-campus versus off-campus housing. What I really appreciated about on-campus housing was being so close to campus, being able to go on and off whenever I wanted to. The food, honestly, I really appreciated just being able to get food. But probably a negative would be I did kind of feel like I was put in this little box and I was really like kind of alone. Like there was all these people around me.
Wow,
and especially,
thanks. Yeah.
Especially when you guys were gone because you guys moved on to Eastlake and I was still at Kirkland.
Yeah.
And even though like I had roommates and we shared space, like I very rarely saw them.
You came to visit a few times.
I did
Should have
come
done
to
that
visit
more
you guys.
often.
Should have done it more
Yeah.
often. But like when I was just like even like at night or whatever I was doing, I felt like really alone a lot of the time because I didn't really know any of the people around me and I didn't really feel compelled to just like knock on someone's door and be like, hey, what's up? Off-campus housing, what I really appreciate is having more control over where I am and how I live and the places that I live and the things that I do when I'm there. And kind of what was loneliness before is now more like independence. Like, yeah, I don't really know my neighbors that well, but it doesn't really matter because we're not supposed to know them. Like, we don't have to know
And we
them.
have a dog.
And we have a dog, so now what does it matter?
Ooh.
Everything's better.
What I dislike most about it is because we had a really good experience with the Caboozins, but we have looked at other places before too, and kind of looked at those and sort of the unpredictability. Because like you'll see this place and online it'll be like, oh, that looks really nice. It has all the things we want. I think that could be a good place. And then we go there and it's like, whoa, this is nothing like I thought it was going to be. And you still got this person kind of like, yeah, look at all these great things. And you're like, it's not great. It's not great. I'm going to leave now. So yeah, I think that's probably my final thoughts.
My final thoughts.
Oofda.
Basically, word of advice to anyone trying to do off-campus housing, as kind of referenced earlier, avoid the slumlords. Try to find someone who has like 1 or 2 properties. Definitely inspect, document. Final thought towards WSU. If you want students to stay through their budding adulthood, start treating them a little bit more like an adult.
Like an adult.
We're not in the South.
Oh, gee.
We're not a Christian university. Let upperclassmen have beer in their dorms.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Get with it's 2017.
Get with the times.
Yeah.
And maybe that could improve the university's image because it would keep drunk students on campus instead of having them gallivanting through residential neighborhoods.
Oh. Well, hopefully we will come back with more information on our video that you can check out on our website, oofdanetwork.com or .wordpress.com that Charlie has renovated, actually. You should take a look at that. It looks pretty cool. I think so.
It took a long time.
It took a long time, a lot of hard work. Otherwise, you can check out our other podcasts. You can check out our Instagram page. Excellent. So that'll do it for us. Oofda.